Hi, I'm Karan Bose, founder and managing director of Hula Global. In this video, we are going to talk about the Copilot program and specifically the calculations behind Copilot program. Now, if you are not familiar with Hula Global is a full package supplier, which means from the design to development to production to logistics, we do the entire thing. Ideally, we help you save time, energy, and money by managing everything end to end. Hula Global also runs multiple startup programs like Masterclass and Bootcamp. If you're watching us for the first time, I would recommend watching the introduction to Hula Global for more information about us. For startups, Masterclass and Bootcamp are the right places to start. We have separate videos. I'll link them in the description. You can see them right below. Now, in this video, we are talking about Copilot program. Copilot program is our Low MOQ program. This is the program which is a precursor to our private label program. So in private label, we do everything end to end, but of course that also means there is certain minimum order quantity that we require. There are different types of minimums. There is a SKU minimum, there is design minimum, there is category minimum, there is fabric minimums, and there is MOV. MOV stands for minimum order volume or minimum order value. Our private label program has certain constraints in terms of MOV. In Copilot program, we get rid of the MOV, but we still have to ensure that we are meeting the SKU minimums and the fabric minimums in general. So that's the only difference between private label and Copilot program in terms of MOQs. All the other minimums, whether it's SKU minimum, whether it's fabric minimum, they are outside our control. Like if a fabric is 2000 units per color, it has to be 2000 units per color, and it has nothing to do with us. We don't control that. Similarly, SKU minimum is basically not defined by us, but defined by the kind of product. Usually 100 units per SKU is the bare minimum we can go. If we are going below that, the quality defects comes a lot, and if someone is not imposing an SKU minimum, most likely they are passing the defective products back to you, and since you may not have certain quality control processes at your company, you might be accepting those defects and eventually selling it to your customers who might even be returning back, so you are incurring reverse logistics in those cases as well. So again, with MOQs, these are the different MOQs, and in our bootcamp we talk about how one lever pulls the other MOQs. So because this video is going to be a lot more longer than what we anticipate, so I'm going to stick to only the Copilot program calculation. If you want to know only about the Copilot program, just the overview, there is a separate video. I will link them also in the description that talks about Copilot, and there is a landing page of Copilot program. You should definitely check it out while you are watching this video. So we are taking one example. We are taking this example where the total order quantity is split across 3 different types of products, both in hoodies and t-shirts. So on one side we have Bella Canvas 1010. It's 180 GSM, 2000 units is what we are planning for this. This is going to be just one color in black. Of course, there are going to be different prints, and there are going to be 5 sizes: small, medium, large, extra large, and 2XL. Similarly, we have another hoodie, Bella Canvas 4719. So we are going to go for 1000 units of this. Over here, we can do 2 different designs for one color. So we are going in all our calculations, we are hitting the minimums. And similarly, we have the comfort color t-shirt. This is a slightly heavy weight, 210 GSM, about 10 ounce. They are priced at around $3.75. So t-shirts at 3.5-ish and hoodies for $7. So 2000 units of Bella Canvas 1010 t-shirt, 1000 units for hoodies, and again 2000 units for t-shirt. Now these are the minimums as per SKU as well as for the fabric. So let's understand how these minimums are calculated. So we have Bella Canvas 1010. This is 5.4 ounce, 180 GSM approximately. It costs around $3 to $3.5. About 100 pieces per SKU would be the minimum, assuming there are 5 sizes: small, medium, extra large, large, 2XL. So 5 sizes, you are looking at 500 units per design, and 2000 units is per color. So you could potentially have 4 different prints. The base color is black. So each print can be 500 units because you still have to meet 100 units per SKU. So you can have for the same black base, same design, same fit, you can have 4 different prints meeting the MOQ, each having 100 units per SKU, and this would be around $3.5 approximately, including the print. Now let's look at Bila Canvas hoodie. This is 330-340 GSM, about 10 ounce, 4719. Same calculations, but instead of 2000 units per color, you have 1000 units per color, which basically means that you can have 2 different prints, assuming 100 units per SKU minimum and 5 sizes. So you're looking at 1000 units in 2 different prints as long as the base color is same, which is great. Again, in our example, comfort colors 1717, 10 ounce, heavyweight 210 GSM, same concept. The minimum colors, the minimum quantity per color for this fabric again is 2000 units. You can have 4 different prints, each of 500 units, assuming you have 5 SKUs in every print. So that's 2000 units in 4 different prints. The prices will vary over here. If you go 2XL and above, it will go even $4, but approximately $3.5 is what 3.75 is the price. For each print, I think there is 0.25 is the setup cost, and then subsequently you have like 10 cents per color increase. So if there are 4 or 5 different colors, it's 50 cents additional, and then 0.25 for setup, so it's like 0.75. So you have 3.5 and 0.75, so which takes 4 color print to 4.25. Now if we look at product cost calculation, these are product cost calculation corresponding to the number of units we have. So 2000 units for Bila Canvas t-shirt, the crop top. Then we have for hoodies around 1000 units, which is 7, and we have taken a round number 2000 units for $4. This includes printing 2 or 3 colors. If you run the numbers, you will be looking at $22,000 in the product cost itself. Now this product cost works if your MOVs are 25,000 units. However, we are only looking at 1/5. So what happens is that we have to account for the fixed cost. Fixed cost is basically everything that is there as a fixed expense, irrespective of your quantity, which means the building cost, which means the payrolls of management staff, the security staff, nobody's stealing the fabric, for example, the utilities and everything in between. Irrespective of what your quantity is, these costs remain the same. Now, assuming you run for 4 months in terms of production, this includes sampling, product development for 1 month and another 3 months in production, you are looking at a fixed cost allocation of around $4,000. It could be less, it could be more. So in our calculation, we are using $4,000, then we multiply it by 4 and we get the fixed cost allocation for a production run that is 4 months long as $16,000. Again, this is something negotiable. It depends on how much work and how much staff you want us to allocate in your production. Accordingly, this number is set. If someone says, hey, I am flexible, I don't need quality checks at every stage of the development, yes, we will remove those quality control professionals, which also means that your cost is going to be low, but at the same time, your quality will be a matter of subjective calculations. So in our example, we have fixed cost at $16,000 and variable cost at $22,000. When you add them up, you have $38,000. This is going to be your total purchase order value. This is probably the reason why, even if you lock in a very aggressive product cost, which is the variable cost, you may find a lot of suppliers unwilling to work, and it is because you are not able to compensate them on the fixed cost component, and that is why sometimes suppliers ghost you, sometimes they just take the deposit and don't respond, and something in between those lines. So this component is the big factor. It's in red. Please make sure that when you are placing a purchase order with an overseas supplier, you make sure that the product pricing finally includes the fixed cost. So in this example, because we had about 5,000 units, $16,000 divided by 5,000 units, the fixed cost per unit allocation is around $3.2. So for every product that you have, $3.2 goes to service the fixed cost. So again, if we run the numbers, we will have variable cost for each of the product line, and then we will have $3.2 in addition to your variable cost. So you will have 6.7, 10.2, 7.2. So this is going to be the number, and if you see the total, again it's going to be $38,000. So whether you add the fixed cost and the variable cost separately, or you use this method where you are adding the fixed cost additionally to the variable cost for low MOQs, you still end up with $38,000 in terms of invoice value for the total thing. Now, if you double the quantities, you will have 10,000 units. So your fixed cost per unit will reduce. So your total cost per unit will come down. Of course, the total cost in terms of variable may not come down significantly. Maybe instead of 3.5, it goes to 3.2, but your fixed cost goes half. So you probably would be around 60,000 or even less than $60,000 if you double the quantity. So this is something you will have to run the numbers. I do the calculation for break-even point. Most people are not familiar with your own break-even point. So make sure that you run your calculation in terms of break-even point. You need to allocate certain liquidation inventory, certain inventory that you will never be able to sell, certain percentage of your inventory will be sold at discount. We cover these things extensively in our bootcamp and also in the masterclass. If you are not sure, please go and check those videos out. So that's pretty much the calculation that we have. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. You can see the email, it's hello@hulaglobal.com. We will reply back with our quotation as soon as we get some information. Of course, the prerequisite is you need to have more than tech packs. So tech packs are the starting point for Copilot program, but starting 2026, it is more of a selection rather than anyone can apply. So yes, apply. We will ask you very specific questions. We will ask you what is your break-even point, what quantities you are planning, how did you arrive at your number, what are your liquidation ratios, what are your specific numbers, budget, and everything else. The reason we ask these questions is very simple. We are running the Copilot program as a precursor to our private label program. Private label program is our bread and butter custom manufacturing program. We want to be very selective with the brands that we work with, and we want to ensure that the brands that could potentially become our clients in private label, we would very much want to focus our energy on them. And yes, if you are part of the Copilot program, you get the entire infrastructure and everything that comes along with it. So yes, it is a great program for a startup, but it is also highly selective. So I would suggest you learn a bit more, get yourself accustomed to the terminologies of manufacturers, MOQs, MOVs, tech packs, all those things. We make sure that you are not lost in the ocean. We have a lot of information on masterclass bootcamp. We run those programs for the benefit of startup community. So please make sure that you are using those resources. And most importantly, what people miss out is the opportunity cost. Every month, if you're based in US, UK, Canada, Europe, anywhere where the dollar value of your time is maybe $15 or $20 an hour, which is probably the minimum wage in your country, and every month that you spend is our money lost. We cover opportunity cost. I'll link that video also in the description. If there is anything that you want to learn about yourself before you learn about the business or the production or the manufacturer, for everyone I recommend go and check the video on opportunity cost. Once you know your opportunity cost, every other commercial discussion becomes a function of your opportunity cost. So right now this is just an example, but once you are clear with your opportunity cost, once you know your break-even point, we will have a lot more productive discussion, and I will hopefully see you on the other side. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you.